absolutely bloody intelligent I am. Look at that.
Scholar, you're ahead of your time.
Oh my God. You wouldn't be able to stop me if you tried. You got me now, that's it.
Just fuck Jesus.
Aye.
Why do you keep throwing things at the camera?
I'm in a good mood. Got to perk up. You know what I'm saying?
Are you trying to look big on the camera? Like, I just look fat. I just had look like I had no neck, too much head, and too much body.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. You need to get back into the gym, the both of us. ASAP. ASAP.
Perfect.
Yo, my people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is, yeah? Well, you don't know what time it is, do you? Because this is new to you. This is fresh. You got pizza on the table, the same setup, and an additional character. It's Cameraman Sage. Do you know what I'm saying?
I've been on the channel multiple times, but apparently I'm very forgettable because everyone's always like, yeah, bruh, when's the cameraman coming on? And I'm like, I've been on here like 4 times.
Yeah.
Secondly, more importantly, you do understand when Matisse is recording, I am there because I'm the cameraman. He cannot record without me, so I'm there on every video.
Yes. And you've seen him before, but if you're new here, then you haven't. Here he is in his glory. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Lovely.
Uncut beard.
Do you want me to take that off? Do
Green
you want me to take that off? Yo, no.
Weird shirt.
It's like DT, just don't take off the cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't got a drawback hairline though, so don't disrespect.
No need for that. No need for that. Well, what are we here for today? What is the topic in order? Well, I'm seeing a little, and by the way, I tried to think of something else. I didn't want to talk about this, but I have to. Okay, I'm seeing it all over. Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. That's what everybody's talking about right now. I want to get the opposite perspective. You're a Man City fan, so welcome to the rivals' den. Do you know what I mean? It's
to use the word rival would mean that
don't you dare.
We would be picking up similar titles,
don't you
similar
dare.
Premier League positions.
No.
To use the word rival is insulting to me.
We haven't.
We won half in the last 10 years. We won half of all the Premier League titles.
I'm taking off the hat. One more time, when you slag off my club, I'm taking off the hat. I'm taking off the hat. All right. We don't do that around here. Okay. Have some grace and decorum. All right. Have some pizza.
I'm good, thank you.
Anything but rival slander. All right. Now, quickly, let's just get straight into the mash and peas of the situation. What do you think so far this season of Kai Havertz and Timo Werner? Because obviously everybody knows my thoughts. Let's just talk about it. Heart to heart, man to man, friend to friend, Man City fan to Chelsea fan. I want to know what you think about those two. How have they performed? What are you not impressed with?
Okay, so if we're talking predicted like influence or where I thought they would be versus where they performed is, firstly, this is just a universal rule for me. Any player, a lot of things that fans and also media don't see is any player, in my opinion, any player that's coming from overseas to a new club, I always give them 1 year of it because it's a transition period. For the simple fact, the things that you don't see, the intangibles, moving, new culture, new language, new teammates that you've only known for a couple of weeks that you're not comfortable with, new setup, new home, family situations, like that is a lot. Trust me, if anyone that is watching this that's moved from one place, I'm talking sometimes even in the same country to another place, it could be daunting. It could be a very daunting situation. I've left London and gone to be somewhere else for a couple of weeks, and it's just not the same. And that's in the same country. So imagine moving country. Like, that's a lot. And then the pressure of the price tag, the pressure to perform, all of these things are just a lot. So I give every player that's moved club 1 year of a transition period. So I don't count the first year. So last year, for instance, Arsenal, Nicolas Pepe, I wasn't critical that he wasn't playing well. For the simple fact, he's just moved from France. Whole new setup. This season,
but then
he's dead food.
But then people will come back at you, yeah? And they'll be like, look at Bruno Fernandes. He's come from Portugal, and he's on form, and he's picking up man of the match, and, you know, award after award after award. If I'm making that comparison with Kai Havertz, there's a massive age difference. But also, of course, Morata came to Chelsea. hit out the park.
Yeah.
First couple months, hit it out the park. Brother looked like he was going to be prime Fernando Torres, do you know what I mean? But then he dipped off. Like, not every player is the same, do you know what I mean? And now, after you complete...
If anything, Bruno Fernandes is an outlier more than the rule.
That's true. He's performing way above expectations.
But my thing is, most players do want to leave don't know they're going to leave. Bruno Fernandes knew he was going to leave Sporting Lisbon.
Yo, that brother was cooking.
But,
he was...
yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't cooking, but it was known by the sporting directors and upper management at Sporting Lisbon, along with Bruno Fernandes, that when this contract is over, I'm going to leave. So Bruno Fernandes, his headspace was elsewhere. I'm not saying he knew where he was going to land in terms of team, because it was meant to be multiple teams, but yeah.
My thing is, I want to get onto Chelsea fans, and I want to get onto Frank, and I want to get onto the players. I want to get onto everyone, because I feel like the reason why they're not in form, Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, is due to many factors. It's not just due to one factor that one group of fans will want to pit against another group of fans, or one thing that one group of fans will want to do to protect the players, or to protect the manager, or to put it on this group, that group. It's always a variety of factors.
Simple for me personally.
What's the reason for you?
You're playing under a different system in a different league that has different expectations of you as a player, also the role that you play within the team and position. Those factors cannot be understated. The way the Germans play is not the same way the Portuguese play. The same way the Portuguese play is not the same way the English play.
Are you talking about the different leagues?
I'm not even just leagues.
The leagues, by the way, are completely different.
I'm not saying not just leagues. I'm talking from team to team, style of play, and more importantly, how much you matter in that team. So, for instance, Kai Havertz was not just a guy, he was the guy at one point, because when Kevin Holland went out with injury, when he was still a Bayer Leverkusen player, they had no natural striker at that point in time. So Kai Havertz, who was a midfielder, an attacking midfielder,
went to false nine.
He went to false nine, and he was scoring goals. But he was the most important player in that team. But under no disrespect to Bayer Leverkusen, but Bayer Leverkusen aren't Chelsea.
Facts, and also
importance of how important you are going to be, how much ball retention you're going to have, how much. Hey, I know if we need to score, we need to get the ball to Kai, because Kai can do something. It might not be that at Chelsea.
It's not. Now Kai is part of a team. Same with Timo Werner. Timo Werner for Leipzig was the main man. Right now he's not the main man for Chelsea. He's playing on the left. At Leipzig, they're the most hated team in Germany. So no, they are.
Leverkusen, not Leipzig.
Leipzig are the most hated team in Germany.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. By far. I don't know what the reason is, because I think they're quite a nice club. Nice
it's
a Red Bull drink.
No, it's because they're a man-made team, essentially.
Oh.
They don't have, like people say about Man City, they don't have supporters.
The oil boys will not complain about that. You know what I mean? Chelsea and Man City, that's where we
Oil boys for life.
But like I know with these two players, it's not a mentality thing, and it's not a work rate thing, because the one thing Lampard had as a player is mentality and work rate. So people that are throwing around lazy comparisons for Kai Havertz, for me, you haven't watched him, because he does get back into, for Germany, I've seen him win the ball in midfield and then break. Do you know what I mean?
So is it a Pogba situation?
No, because for me, Pogba and Man United, that's a whole different situation. I don't really want to get into that, because that's something where Man United fans will have to speak on.
I'm saying,
100%.
People critique him a lot harder for the national team. For the national team, he's great, but then people critique him a lot more when it comes to club football.
I feel like in this country, they don't understand players like Ozil, like Pogba, like Havertz. Not even to say that they're all similar and the same, but those are the three players that seem to get bunched together. Is if you get the ball and you're like kind of like sluggish with it, and you've got your own like tempo about you, they start to criticize and say that you're lazy. If you watch Havertz off the ball, for me, he has been poor in recent games, 100%, don't get it twisted, recent games, but I'm talking about as a player, naturally when he's at his best, he's not lazy. So it's not a lazy thing, because Lampard never signed a lazy player. 21, exactly. My thing is, like you said, Werner was the main man at Leipzig. He played in the front too, right? Yeah. So he played more closer to goal. Right now he's playing on the wing at left at Chelsea. A lot of people are just saying just throw him up front. For me, from what I saw at Leipzig, I wouldn't say he's like your natural lone striker where he's 100% going to do well in that position. He's playing on the left now as a winger. For me, he's an in-between. I've always said this. He's a hybrid. He's an inside forward. He works in between the channels. Very good at making runs in behind. But his hold-up play needs improving. His link-up play certainly needs improving.
But that's not that. But that's why they had Victor Polster.
Exactly. So he had someone to play off of. I think he can play on the. I don't mind him going to striker. I'm just saying it's not going to solve all of our problems because when you've got Reece James whipping in the ball. By the way, Timo Werner heading ability is not really there either. Like he's got.
But my thing with Timo Werner is, I prefer him as a striker. I think he's class. I was pissed when you lot got him. But my thing is, when it comes to striking ability, it really depends on the service that he's provided.
And 100%.
I know Timo likes certain balls that in England you wouldn't really make. In Germany, he was getting a lot of free balls.
But they also have more spacing behind their defense.
Yeah.
They're like
because they play high line.
The German game is way more open. Like, don't get it twisted. There's open games in England, but just not every single game. Do you know what I mean? You come up against low blocks a lot more often. For me in Germany, it's just like end to end. Do you know what I mean? It's very end to end. Now, I think he can play on the left for Chelsea, just not on the touchline. But people are saying he needs to move up front. If we have injuries, okay, which we do, and he needs to play on the left, he shouldn't be dropping the stinkers he's dropping. He just needs, for me, we need to utilise him better, and he also needs to play better. Like first touch, do you know what I mean? Things like that can't be missing in this game.
My question to you is, would Frank be willing to change the formation to get the best out of Kai and Timo?
I don't know, because for me, he wants to play a 4-3-3, which he has been doing. I personally, in that last game we just played, would have played a diamond. I said it, and a lot of people got onto me and were like, no, you can't just do that. Fair enough, you can't just do that because we don't have much training. But now we have a long break going into West Ham, 6 days?
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
Which is really crazy. Because they used to be, we play once a week, we'll see you in a week.
Yeah.
Well, it's like every 2-3 days now.
2-3 days now.
Yeah,
Nuts.
it's crazy.
But I think with a team that has so many wingers injured, Pulisic is back now, and by the way, for me, he's our best attacker right now. He probably has to start. So that's kind of nuts, right? Because we don't. If I'm going with this formation, a diamond, you don't have any wingers. So I don't know where you guys would put Pulisic. Maybe in the 10, maybe in the front 2, whatever have you on the left hand side. But for me, I don't want to go and say that Werner and Kai's game is all down to their poor performances is all down to position, because I see Kai in the 8 or in the wing, but he's still drifting into similar areas that you would drift into in the 10. Do you know what I mean? People when people speak about position, they seem to speak about it like it's stationary and you don't move. Yeah. This brother moves. It's a fluid team. But we see people switching wings.
Does it happen for Chelsea?
Yeah, it's meant to be a fluid system. It's not meant to be like you just stay in your position. Kai does pick up. Kai heat map at Leverkusen was very much in the right channel. He's an attacking midfielder, but he goes on the right because he wants to cut in on his left. That's where you see him most of the time. That is where he is for Chelsea. He's in the right channel. Like Frank's not using him on the left. Do you know what I mean? He's not way out of his zone. For me, he just hasn't acclimatized and adapted. He needs to maybe sit out next game. He's 21.
Not even forget 21. How many games have you played?
12 games. I don't know.
He's played 12 games for Chelsea and pre-season. Like
we didn't have pre-season, by the way.
Okay, so we didn't because of COVID.
Yeah.
So it's 12 games. Give him a year.
Yeah.
And then we'll see.
If you had to pick a player, who are you more worried about fulfilling their potential between Kai and Timo? Who would you pick as an outsider?
I'm going to go Kai.
Really? I'll go the other way. I say Timo.
Nah, I'm going to go Kai. Because Timo's proven, at least in the Leipzig system, if things get sticky, he can always score goals.
Yeah.
And I feel like, worst case scenario, he can score goals. And
it depends how if you get the better.
But I don't think Kai has that luxury of.
I can see why Liverpool wanted Timo. It would fit their system.
But then genius transfer for Diego Jota, because that slipped in like a glove and he's just killing it.
The reason why I go for Kai is that I think Kai fundamentally as a footballer he's got more ability and he's got more to his game. So if things are not going well in the sense that he's not dribbling well today, well, cool. If you get him in the box, he can score a header or he can make a pass as well. He's got vision. He's got, you know what I mean? There's a lot of different things in his game. He's kind of like a very modern day complete footballer. Whereas Timo, still believe in him, still think he can do very well. We need to use him right though. That's the one thing I'm worried about. Are we going to use him correctly? He still has to improve, his first touch, his passing, do you know what I mean? Heading ability. So there's a lot more for me in his game that, like, it's like Football Manager. There's some finishing is high, like he's got some things that are like in the 17s, 16s, and 18s, and there's a lot of things that are in like the 11s and the 10s and whereas if you look at Havertz, it's probably all like 14. Do you know what I mean? It's more balanced. So it really just depends on how we use them. But I mean, the debate goes on in the comments. People, let me know what you think. Do you know what I mean? Let me know what you think about the two players. Are they getting too much heat right now? Is it down to Frank? You know, is it down to the way that we are using them in terms of their position? I don't think so, but let me know what you think. You know, do you think the players just need to sort their shit out? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is it? Just because there's a lot going on right now. But let me know. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Keep it real. In a bit. Sap. All right. Is camera? You mic test all good?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I hope so.
Leave a break for you to cut. You in the spirit? You ready?
Let's just
I know, because
get
I
it
know
done.
you haven't been on camera in a while.
Just let's get it done.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. It's tough for you. Me and my piss easy job. All right.
You're so petty. You're so fucking petty.
I just hope you don't crash and burn, my guy.
Don't worry about that. If I crash and burn, the comment section will let me know, okay? If I crash and burn, the comment section will let me know. And I don't need you to tell me. The people will be like, yeah, this guy sucks. I'll get comments like, this is why you're meant to stay behind the camera, or the cameraman is meant to be neither seen nor heard. Just hold the camera, monkey. And I didn't mean monkey in a racial term. I just meant monkey as in like, you know, like monkey see, monkey do.
100%.
But you know that there's some Chelsea fans out there that.
Whoa! You behave yourself. You behave yourself. You behave yourself. All right. I think we've got enough for an intro there. Well done.
Intros and outros. We got all kind of intros.